The year was 1966, and the NFL and AFL had just mutually agreed to merge leagues, a move that would unify professional football. And as a result of this merger, the Super Bowl was born, a name that would later transcend the game itself. But before then, the final game of the season to crown the best team was simply referred to as the championship game in both leagues. So naturally, the first two championship games after the merger agreement were simply called the AFL-NFL World Championship game, which doesn't really have the best ring to it. But after AFL owner Lamar Hunt first used the term Super Bowl during merger meetings, a name supposedly inspired by the Super Bowl toy his kids were playing with, the name stuck and has been used to refer to the big game ever since. And not only did they want a new name, they wanted a new trophy too. So NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle met with jeweler Tiffany & Company to have a rough sketch drawn of what would later become the now iconic Vince Lombardi Trophy. However, the first few trophies didn't actually have that name. They were simply inscribed World Professional Football Championship. But following the death of Coach Lombardi in 1970, the trophy was renamed in his honor. And in the decades since, over 50 of these trophies have been awarded, transforming it from a championship prize to one of the most coveted and culturally significant symbols in sports. And as football continues to grow, so does the trophy's prestige, leading players to dedicate their entire lives to the pursuit of it. They endure years of hard work and sacrifice for the chance to lift it and to cement their legacy in football history. At the same time, teams spare no expense in their quest for the trophy, spending hundreds of millions on players, coaches, and facilities to gain a competitive edge. It's not just about football anymore. It represents excellence, perseverance, and immortality. But let's get real. What's this trophy really worth? Let's say I wanted to get all the materials and build my own at home. What would it cost me? Well, since the trophy is still made by Tiffany & Company to this day, the process is pretty well documented. What starts out as a flat metal sheet is molded, engraved, and polished over the course of 4 months into a flawless sculpture. The trophy itself is 7 pounds, 22 inches tall, and made entirely of sterling silver. The raw material cost for the trophy is around $10,000, but when you factor in the cost of labor, the total production cost is around $50,000. So $50,000, is that the price of football immortality? Well, I think a non-football fan might say so, but I think the value of each trophy is less about the cost of materials and labor and more about the stories of the teams and players who won them. Each trophy represents a moment in NFL history, but some still might be seen as more valuable than others. A team with just one championship like the New Orleans Saints might cherish theirs more than a team like the Patriots, who have a whole collection. But at the end of the day, the most valuable trophy isn't about rarity or the value of its silver. It might be the one that means the most to you. But that's all I got for today. So if you got this far in the video and you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you really liked it, share it with somebody. It helps me out a lot. And don't forget, I got big things coming. But I'll see you in the next one. Later.